You know, I've been an anime fan my entire life. In fact, back in the mid-90s, we didn't even have that word. We called it Japanimation. So when Chibi Reviews released a video called I'm Crashing Out, I Hate Anime Tourists, I thought, you know what? Me too, buddy. So welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and yes, I too hate anime tourists. And it's something that's becoming oh so prevalent ever since the advent of anime going truly mainstream. So we're going to take a look at this video. Before we do, hit that subscribe button. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news nearly every day. Let's see what he is crashing out about and what these tourists have to say this time.
This is not an isolated incident. Statements like this are becoming more and more common over the last few years, where people are ashamed of what anime they have watched, what manga they have read, or what video games they have played. And
now I would just like to go ahead and state that because I have absolutely no shame, literally today as I'm recording this video, I finished Season 2 of High School DxD. I had never seen it before until my buddy Paul started showing it to me a couple months ago, and let me tell you, I'm quite enjoying my time with it. Now, is it bad? Yes, but it is oh so much fun. Is it slop? Yes, but is it so goddamn funny? And I have no shame about the fact that I can now say I've seen not one, but 2 seasons of High School DxD. And yes, I do plan to continue.
I'm just like, why are people allowing others to dictate what they love or not? Where you're ashamed that you watch something like Kill la Kill. Like this post right here, which you can clearly see, has 3.5 million views on it, and it almost has 70,000 likes, and almost 6,000 bookmarks. It has over almost 4,000 retweets / quote retweets.
Now, I would like to point out here that this seems absolutely bought and paid for. This does not seem like an authentic tweet. This seems like they bought their likes, and the reason is because it has, like he said, nearly 70,000 likes, nearly 6 million views, sorry, 3.5 million views, nearly 6,000 bookmarks, but not even 500 comments. Like, I could be wrong, but if you showed a post to 3.5 million people, do you think that less than 500 would have an opinion on it? That 69,000, nearly 70,000 would like it, but less than 500 would have an opinion? Like maybe it's real, maybe it's authentic, but this to me screams bought and paid for likes.
Tweets, 500 comments. There's clearly a lot of discussion around this, and the crazy part about this is if you venture into the comments, you venture into the quote retweets, you have a lot of people that obviously are against what this person is saying, but there also is a lot of people that agree that you should feel ashamed for watching Kill la Kill. You should feel ashamed for watching shows or reading series or anything that has icky content or fan service content.
Never feel ashamed for any anime you watch. Why? Why should you never feel shame? Because it's not real. Because it's fictional. Because nobody was harmed in the process. And so far as I can tell, every single actor in these productions, at least 99 times out of 100, are fucking adults. No matter how icky it is. Now, are there certain things that are too far for even your boy? Yes, absolutely. There's content I will not go towards with a 10-foot pole, even if it is fictional. However, what you should feel about is enjoying something like, let's say, Cuties, where actual underage girls were exploited to make said film. Sorry, when shit like that exists, I don't give a damn what happens in fictional fake cartoons.
Or anything like that. And you want to know the craziest thing about all this? This shame has spread to so many other anime and manga communities that it's staggering. I've seen people say they're ashamed of reading Berserk, Vinland Saga, Dawn to Dawn, Chainsaw Man, Fire Force, Fairy Tail, watching...
Nearly everything he just said is, and okay, I would be ashamed for watching Chainsaw Man, not because of any icky content, but because, like, ew, why would you admit you watch such or read such a mid-manga or watch such a mid-anime? Music is good, though. But yeah, no, imagine being ashamed of watching or reading Berserk. Literally one of the GOATs. Like, watch Berserk. The old stuff, not the new shit. Read Berserk. Not only is that one of the greatest manga of all time, but truly one of the greatest stories of all time. Like, why in God's... Oh, because it's got, you know, Guts being raped when he was a child. Well, yeah, guess what? He had a real hard life. He was sold into sex slavery. That's a real thing that happens, by the way, but whatever. I guess seeing an anime/manga character go through it, like, that somehow is something worth feeling icky about. But these are the same people that read, like, Nicholas Sparks novels or something. I don't know.
These series as well. And you want to know what all these different series have in common? It's because they have icky, taboo, or fan service-like content. And this generation, these newcomers to anime and manga, they legitimately like to critically consume things to the point to where they're like, look guys, I'm reading this series or watching this series, but I don't agree with the certain icky content within it. I'm critically consuming it, I disagree with it, but I'm going to continue reading it regardless. And it's like,
Here's the dealio. You can be a critic. I got nothing wrong being a critic. In fact, I very rarely drop anime. Like, I very rarely quit halfway through or a few episodes in or whatever, because I feel like if I'm going to write a review on it or give a review or whatnot, things that I love to do, I need to see it through to the end. So, yeah, it's okay to critically consume something if you want to give your critical analysis of it. But to try and be like, oh, I'm only doing this, like, I would never consume such a thing if I wasn't going to be a critic. Oh, shut the fuck up. Dude, I've seen nearly 400 anime. I'll be real. I haven't seen nearly 400 good anime, because anime is like most products, be it video games, or television shows, or movies. Most of it is mid to bad. You've got great shit out there, and for the things that are great, they're great. But let's be real, most anime is mid or bad because most of any sort of artistic endeavor is mid or bad. Like, there's not a lot of room for everything to be great, because if everything's great, nothing's great. Don't hide behind this retarded mentality of like, oh, I'm just doing it so I can be critical of it.
they're trying to justify what they're reading or watching to their groupies online, for they're not judged harshly or bullied. And I think one of the big reasons why this has rose to such a high degree is because there's always been this stigma with like weeb otaku culture, to where it's like, if you're an anime or manga fan, you're deemed a weirdo, you're deemed a creep, you're deemed...
He is entirely correct about this, mind you. He is entirely correct about this. Back in elementary school, I had this one kid. I remember his name, by the way. His first name was Tyler. Fuck you, Tyler, if you ever see this video. Who would get, like, legitimately upset at me for drawing Goku in class. Like, we're talking, this is like 2001 or something. 2000. 1999 the earliest. And he would get, like, legitimately angry that I was drawing Goku and tell me to stop drawing Goku. I was like, why? I'm a kid. I'm just drawing a fucking picture. It was so weird. And then you get older, you get into middle school, whatnot, and like, yeah, like there's been a stigma. Now, to be fair, this is before being a nerd was cool. There's a stigma about a lot of this stuff: video games, comic books, whatnot. But anime definitely seemed, or again, Japanimation as we knew it back then, seemed to have the worst stigma about it.
Someone that is an outcast in society. And let's be fair, that was a big thing for a very long time. For instance, people that used to watch anime in the early 2000s and even in the 2010s, you were looked at as a weirdo. And the thing is, nowadays, anime and manga fans are deemed in a little bit more of a positive light. It's become a cultural phenomenon. You could say that
they're deemed in more of a positive light now, for one reason and one reason only. Now it makes money. Like these Western companies and corporations, and even these Eastern corporations and whatnot, because anime has grown so big in the West, sees us as actual customers. And you know what? You gotta play nice with your customers. That's why they say the customer is always right. And with more and more people being ingratiated with anime and manga, yeah, of course the stigma is going to go down. But yeah, at the end of the day, because something when something is popular, let's say comic books are a great example. Ain't nobody was a comic book fan or trying to pretend to be a comic book fan until Iron Man came out. And once Iron Man came out, and it turned every single cheerleader into a Hot Topic nerd that absolutely loved Tony Stark and miraculously somehow grew up reading comics and we never knew about it, then it's a little bit different. But yeah, no, again, he is entirely correct. Once, anime fans didn't just see it on Toonami and became actual customers, the tone started to change.
It's a good or a bad thing, but the point is that society has been a little bit more accepting of at least the surface level content of anime and manga, to where you're not instantly judged or called a creep, weirdo, or whatever if you watch something like Dragon Ball, or you watch something like, say, JJK or Demon Slayer. But if you venture too deep, obviously that stigmatism, the whatever people want to call you, if they want to call you a weirdo or creep, is going to come back if you dive a little bit deeper into otaku weeb culture. Which gets into the main point. I think one of the big reasons to why there's been such a rise of shame within the anime and manga sphere in terms of like conversation and communication between others is because people know there is this stigmatism of weirdness within anime and manga. Anime and manga are supposed to be weird. They are supposed to be different. And that is one of the big alluring factors why people are drawn to this type of content. Alright, now,
I both do and don't agree with this. Like, when he says it's supposed to be weird, it's supposed to be different, maybe to us here in the West, yes. I don't know, like, look, I ain't never been to Japan. I would love to go. I plan on going very soon, actually. But I don't think that this is weird or different, because in Japan, this is just one of the many facets of their culture. Why would it be like that? Would be like saying that, superhero stuff is weird here. Like, yeah, we have our Iron Mans, our Spider-Mans, our Batmans, but then you've got comics like The Boys. Now, The Boys is ultra violent, it's ultra gory, it's still more niche by comic book standards until you get an anime or an Amazon adaptation of it that, by the way, completely destroys the source material, but that's neither here nor there. Point is, even the weird niche stuff gets its live-action adaptation, becomes normal, everyone celebrates it. Now, again, this is me defending it. The Boys fucking sucks. The comics are amazing, but the show sucks. Anyway, so, yeah, it's only different and weird through a Western lens because it's not part of our culture. Now, that being said, if you like anime/Japanimation because it is different, yeah, that's kind of the point. You're searching for something that is not the same old that you could get here in the West. But does it have to be weird or different? No, not really, because it's not weird or different in the culture it comes from. I could be wrong, though.
Because it's very different from what you would expect from, let's say, Western-type shows. Like, you would never see some of the things that's happened within Chainsaw Man, Berserk, or Dawn to Dawn, or whatever, happening in, like, a cartoon in America. You would not see some of that stuff. Now, there is shows within Western culture, like in America, that also stand out as well. But what I'm saying is the reason why anime has always had this certain type of group or fan base or audience is because it is weird. It's very different. And I feel like a lot of people don't want to be associated with this culture or the content within it, but they want to watch it and not be judged. And I'm just like, stop caring. Stop worrying about what other people think about you. Just live your life and watch or read what you want to enjoy. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. Why are you allowing some random person on the internet to dictate what you enjoy or not?
Alright, I maybe he'll get into this, but the answer is very obvious. Because they cannot separate reality from fiction. They see what could even be perceived as like, oh, these are underage characters, or oh, there's, cultural differences that are being, we can't normalize this, we can't accept this. Like, they're not able to delineate between the fact that, guys, this is a comic book, or this is a cartoon. It's not real. Like, the amount of people on X that say XYZ is pornographic, and it's like a fucking anime character in a bikini. Like, guys, yeah, swimsuits exist in real life. Like, you do go to the pool or the beach or the lake, right? Is it like pornographic to go to the lake? So yes, there's the stigma exists because people want to force a cultural change. Rather than accepting what anime and manga are, they want to change what anime and manga are to meet their Western sensibilities, because if they do that, then they can't be shamed for enjoying XYZ content. And that's assuming that they're being honest about enjoying it to begin with, as opposed to just using it for brownie points, for nerd culture points. Because remember, ever since the advent of the MCU, it is cool to be a nerd now. Hot topic nerds, as I call them.
If you like Kill la Kill, if you like seeing, actually beautiful girls or whatever within your shows, there is nothing wrong with that. If you want to go off and read your Yuri series or read your yaoi manga, there's nothing wrong with that. Go do what you want to do. Don't let other people dictate and stop you from enjoying the content you enjoy within otaku and weeb culture. It's weird for a reason. It's supposed to be weird. Stop allowing this to allow you not to just be who you want to be.
Okay, but they don't enjoy it. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, and again, I don't think Chibi has been in this sort of culture war space long enough to realize this, or maybe he's just blind to it, or doesn't want to accept it, whatever the reason is. They don't enjoy, like, they viscerally do not enjoy the weirdness of certain niche anime titles or whatnot, because it is an affront to their cultural sensibilities. It's an affront to, like, the things they believe at their core, or at least the things they claim to believe at their core. And if it offends them on a, let's say, a value level, I value not having underage girls in bikinis in my media. I mean, Okay, fine. I guess that's fair. But again, these aren't underage girls in bikinis because they're cartoon characters. They're not real. Also, if you're going to claim that, maybe you should look at some of the things Disney's been saying behind the scenes in their private slat checks about wanting to, actually turn 13-year-olds gay and trans and whatnot. By the way, that's a real thing. Project Veritas did an entire expose video on it. Check that out. But again, that's neither here nor there. The point is, they are fundamentally opposed to a different culture, even though this is supposedly the same. Multiculturalism is a good thing. Bring all the Muslims here, and Sharia law should in fact be enshrined. Like, all these people that are willing to bow and kowtow to this idea of multiculturalism because we're the great white oppressors, don't want to do it for cultures that are also successful, that actually come here and do integrate, like what we see with a lot of Eastern individuals.
Just like, I really don't like the direction that the anime and manga community has been going. I've been very critical of this as of late, and I just seeing something like this is really agitating, because you have 70,000 people here now that has left a like on this post. And there's a lot of people that are clearly agreeing with this individual about the shame. And it's just like, why is there so many people that just feel shame like this? And because... stop allowing these invisible figures that you'll never meet, you'll never see in real life, stop you. Like, why?
And to be fair, I don't think they're stopping them, because this goes back to what I was saying earlier about, look at the engagement on this post. 70,000 likes, not even 500 comments, 3.5 million views. This isn't somebody with an honest take. This probably isn't even truly an anime fan. Or if they are, that's not what they actually care about. What they care about is clout. What they care about is engagement. Why would you buy likes and retweets? Why would you buy engagement if you're just wanting to share your passion on something you care about? Yeah, maybe they love anime, but they love them clicks, and they love that dopamine hit from seeing 3,500 people, or 70,000 people in this instance, like their post. That's what they're actually a fan of. They're a fan of other people telling, giving them the engagement of, oh my goodness, look at you. You're an anime fan. You're a weeb. You're just like us. No, really, they just want the dopamine hit of being accepted somewhere and feeling popular within that sphere.
Like, I would watch Kill la Kill today. I mean, I've already watched it before in the past, but I would watch it today, and I would straight up say, yeah, I love it. It's a base series. It's amazing. Great messaging and everything. I would never be ashamed of what I've watched. Just... maybe I'm a weirdo, maybe I'm unhinged, but I don't know. I wanted to talk about this because I felt like this conversation has grown considerably, and I've just seen a lot of people, even sometimes I've seen people in my comment section say that, like, aren't you ashamed for watching something? Like, for instance, gushing over magical girls. No, I don't. I don't feel ashamed for watching gushing over magical girls. I love that series to death. It's amazing. And the same can be said for, like, maybe something like Madoka Magica. People might look at you weird if you like watching magical girl shows or whatever.
Now, I haven't seen Gushing Over Magical Girls. I'll be real. Doesn't seem like my kind of show. But again, I can separate fiction from reality. Now, Madoka Magica, on the other hand, Madoka Magica is awesome. Madoka Magica is awesome. Like, first of all, Disney, by the way, Disney, that's how you do deconstruction right. If you want to do a like remember, they tried to deconstruct Luke Skywalker, and it's dog shit. If you want to deconstruct the magical girl genre, that's how you do it. Madoka Magica is awesome.
I love Madoka Magica. Fantastic. Masterpiece of a series. Cannot wait for the new movie. What I'm trying to say is stop allowing people to stop you from what you're enjoying. If you like a certain anime, watch that anime. Don't try to let someone bully you and shame you into where you don't want to talk about it, or you have to make this weird clarification that you were young when you watched it. It's like, dude, the only clarification you should ever make to something like this is that you're trying to talk about a subject and it's been a long time since you read or watched it, and so you don't remember all the details, so you don't know what you can really say in terms of, like, accurate information on it, which is fair. But obviously, saying this like, oh, I was young when I watched this, and, I'm ashamed for it, it's just like, just stop. I want to leave it at that, though. Sorry for rambling / ranting a little bit. Just wanted to get this off my chest. I've been seeing this a lot, and it bugs me greatly. But be safe. Leave a comment on the video if you enjoyed the video, and it also helps with the algorithm. Subscribe if you enjoy this content and you want more of my content. Chibi out.
So yeah, that was a pretty interesting video. I quite enjoyed that. I mean, again, I do get his point about people in the anime community and the manga community and the fandom and whatnot needing to stop being like so afraid of what everyone's gonna say. Oh, they're gonna get me canceled because I like XYZ. But I don't think he addressed the proper issue, which is, your video was titled "I Hate Tourists," but you didn't actually address. These people are just that. They're tourists. These aren't fans. These are people buying, likes and retweets and whatnot because they want the clout. They want to pretend to be part of the fandom. Or worse, they want to come in the fandom and change it to make it something more palatable to their Western sensibilities without, again, being able to delineate fiction from reality. And that's the biggest issue with all this. I mean, again, like that post said what? Oh, I have to clarify, I watched when I was 13. Guess what? My favorite anime series of all time? Dragon Ball Z. I'm not afraid to admit that. Oh, Leon, that's so normie. I don't give a fuck. I've been watching it my whole life. I don't give a fuck. Are there shows that if you want to ask me on like a critical level that are better? Yeah, Legend of the Galactic Heroes is probably the greatest anime ever made. Like, bar none. Legend of the Galactic Heroes is probably the single greatest anime ever made. But like, that's a different discussion. The discussion of what's the best anime is different than my favorite anime. I don't give a fuck if it sounds like a normie answer. If you ask me my favorite anime, I'm going to tell you Dragon Ball goddamn Z, because it is. I don't need to justify my fucking choices to you. I've seen over 400 anime at this point, alright? I've been watching anime since like 1996 or some shit. Most of you didn't even know what anime was until Netflix had an anime section. I ain't got to justify shit, because I'm a real fan. These people, though, these new fans, they didn't come in until there was an anime section on Netflix. That's the difference between you and I. Now, are there some folk that probably truly didn't find out about the medium until then, and then became fans from there? By all means, yeah, and God bless them. But if they decided after seeing that anime section and watching a couple series on Netflix, and then thought, wow, I really like this, but I don't know about all that fan service, that needs to change. Now, fuck you, you're out of the club. You're out of the club. If you think that anime needs to change, you're out of the club. The only thing that needs to change about anime is it needs to change back to how it was in the 90s and the 80s and even the early 2000s, because there's actually been a sanitization of anime in the recent years because of dumb bitches like that getting listened to. So yeah, no, the only way I'll accept people saying anime needs to change is if they mean it needs to change back to be even weirder, even nicher, even more just off the fucking wall. But those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Let me know on X, or find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news nearly every day. Not usually ranty videos like this or even about the anime situation, but movies, music, video games, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsparadise_Leon and become a member. For $4.99 a month, you can join the Discord. Choose the articles we go over on a day-to-day basis. The videos we react to on our Friday night live streams. And of course, get involved with over 200 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further, because we do care about diversity. Only one kind of diversity of thought. If that's interesting to you, join the Discord, hit subscribe, and until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.